The long pass wasn't intended for Geraint Lewis. Had the right wing taken it, it could have spelled a little bit of danger for Swansea.
Yes, that long pass there, the miss two, is meant for Kevin Morgan to stream through the gap, but he hesitated a bit there. You can see Jason Lewis calling over to him, where were you? The pass came out for you.
Last season, Pontypridd had their best ever victory over Swansea. They won 54-22 at this ground, and Geraint Lewis on the right wing scored a hat-trick on that occasion.
As I knew earlier, they wanted the missed pass. Jason Lewis spins the ball out there. It's meant for Kevin Morgan, but back far too deeply, and Geraint Lewis has to try to pick up the bouncing ball, which is difficult for him.
Swansea played 12, won 9, lost 3, but they have 79 tries and 15 bonus points. Pontypridd played 12, won 11, lost just the 1, but only 57 tries and 9 bonus points for Pontypridd, and that's why Swansea head the First Division, 2 points ahead of today's visitors. That indicates the crucial nature of this afternoon's game. It could even decide which of the two become champions at the end of the season. They've opened a big gap between themselves and the chasing pack. Dean Thomas, held by Paul Owen, is Andy Booth, Mathew back, Scott Gibbs knocked it forward. Phil Ford tries to take advantage. Just a little over-anxious, both teams at times, John, and the ball goes to ground.
Well, Scott Gibbs dropping that ball, show you've no space in midfield at all. Must have quick hands.
McIntosh has time to have a look, decides Paul John is the best man. Jenkins kept on running. It's not quite working behind for Pontypridd at the moment. Swansea, one of the best defensive midfield teams in the First Division. And where the gaps normally come from Pontypridd's moves, they're not quite there today as yet. But here they go again, Phil John charging away. Swansea were not back to 10. Mathew Lloyd almost up to the 22, Phil John's ball. Jason Lewis just slipped. Phil John, live wire, all action, well-placed kick. Just about scrambled away by Warren Leach. Swansea's two wingers, as they did a week ago, are interchanging all the time.
Jason Lewis then slipping, but Paul John always covering, looping around, and couldn't move the ball out. Grubber kicked it through for Phil Ford. I think Pontypridd need to do more of this, is kick it down into the corner, because the Swansea midfield have them tied up at the moment.
Crosser commanding, McIntosh supporting, Mathew Lloyd driving, and the crowd is urging them on. Jenkins, they're right up on those Pontypridd centres.
But I think Neil Jenkins would want quicker ball from that line. The trouble, they're throwing it to Prosser, front of the line all the time. But of course, it's not the best ball for three quarters to use. They want the ball thrown into the middle or the back to tie in the opposing back row.
Well, does this mean the end of the game for young Chris Anthony? He's been in the wars, he's left, and on comes Keith Colclough. And it's the old for the new. Keith Colclough, marvellously still playing First Division rugby at 38 years of age. Kevin Morgan had just come a split second too early, had to hesitate to take that ball. But it's a penalty against Swansea again. Desperate defence, and they've conceded penalties at regular intervals. Phil John, McIntosh stands away, inside Paul Owen. It's all within a metre. We're in the final minute of the 40. Pontypridd are desperate for a try. Referee is again playing advantage. All of Pontypridd are there. John, he lost it. No try. It's a penalty for offside. Paul John was within a whisker, but still Swansea are keeping them out. Martin Williams, the surface is slippery after all the rain we've had all week. Neil Jenkins on that straight run, again engulfed by the tacklers. Tremendous excitement. Cut and thrust rugby. Steve Lewis can't get there, driven back. A grandstand finish to the first half, and it's still Pontypridd ball. If they can release, it's there to Jenkins. Ford is in midfield, he's missed out. Geraint Lewis weaving his way towards the post, held 7 metres short. The ball pops back, and Swansea, a vital take in the shadow of their own post. Smooth clears. What a period of play, and what huge credit to that Swansea defence.
Unbelievable tackling by Swansea. Great continuity by Pontypridd until the last vital moment, where they lost that all-important ball.
That's a proud captain. So many sides would have wilted. It takes the bravest to hold out an onslaught like that. Steve Lewis. That was a high tackle. Paul Adams waits again to see if Pontypridd gain advantage. This time Jenkins for the drop goal. It's floated past, but Adams signals that high tackle on Steve Lewis. We had those in abundance at St Helens in the Cup game. There are a couple of centres on the field. Steve Lewis, Scott Gibbs, they run straight, they run in an upright position, and the high tackle is almost inevitable at times.
Yes, he was taking the ball back in. Scott Gibbs high in the tackle, Jarvis as well. No complaints really. I think they're settled for 3 points because they've been under tremendous pressure and could easily have conceded 7 points.
Seeing it again, John, I'm not sure if Scott Gibbs made contact. In fact, it looked worse first time round than it was on the replay.
Yes, I think he was going to be a high tackle, then tried to pull his arm away, but I think the damage is already done.
Well, they deserve something, don't they? For immense pressure. They've got 3 points to round off a marvellous first half. We've just had 2 penalties, but we've had non-stop action. Great attack, determined defence at the interval. Pontypridd deserve their lead. They're ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, Pontypridd may feel that they've just about done enough in that first half, because there is quite a strong breeze blowing down the pitch here, and Pontypridd will have that in their favour in the second half. Arwell, 6-0 at half-time, and Neil Jenkins with just 2 penalties. Aled has missed 2 penalties. How do you see Swansea's efforts in that first half?
Well, you know, they haven't had much of the ball really, but they defended really well, and Ponty have thrown a lot of things at them. So I think overall, I think with a 6-point lead, Ponty will be sort of a little bit disappointed with that after all the ball they've had and all the pressure. Yeah.
Richard, both sides seem to be cancelling each other out. Who's going to make the headway in the second half, and where's it going to come from?
I think it's the team that starts using the ball a bit better. They play in the one-off hit with the big eights in the back row running in. I think they start playing the ball 1 or 2 more out, perhaps in the centres and a little bit wider. They might make better use of the ball. Yeah.
A quality game, Ed? Quality skills are there?
Yeah, no, I think we all expect, to have 8 try halves now, and just to have a good old fashioned 6-0 at half time. I think that's fine. I think you can't have Super 12 rugby all the time, and especially not when this game has such importance. No, I think it's full-blooded.
Well, Paul John got very close to scoring a try towards the end of that first half. So close. Arwell.
Well, I think the ball comes back here pretty slowly again, but the boys are sort of spread out. Good hit there by Warren Leach, and Johnsy does his best, but he just lost it over the line. It's a bit unlucky for Ponty there, but touch where he didn't make it.
Well, you said that through gritted teeth. Arwell, hold it just there for a moment. We can hear now from Mike Ruddock. He's at pitch side with Bob Humphries.